Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box for the Technical Trader at techtrader.com. It's Tuesday, April the 30th. These are the charts of the day. Well, it wasn't a pretty day on Wall Street, but there were a lot of stocks that we were following that did well. Let's take a look at particularly marijuana, which had some positive legislation, or should I say a drug ruling from the FDA. And you can see how a couple of them will feature today. Acb just ripped from 615 to 935, about a 50% move, ended up 41% on a mere 40.6 million, and it broke out and closed at the highest level we've seen since back in September. I would assume there's a possibility we're going to make a run at 11.5 in the days coming forward, so keep an eye on that one. The other big one is CGC, obviously the big winner today, and one of our best day trades we've had in a while. The stock has literally went from 8 to 15 and 3/4 and backed off to 1460 after hours. But what a big day! An 87 million share. That's breakout, and the extension could take it up to test the 1920 zone. CADL may be coming out of a beautiful coil that was developed after the explosive move in early April. You can see it's up 6 of the last 7 days. Today jumping 68 cents, another 10.6%. The volume was 1,000,001. If it gets up through, and this is the key, above 790, you might see a stock run back 11.5 or better. Keep an eye on this one. ELYM, a thinly traded biotech, Eliem, has in 3 days gone from a low of 332 to today's high 780, 150% in 2.5, 3 days. And it closed very well too. Going all the way back here, you'll see the base to breakout, and it filled that gap and it got to resistance here. Only if it can get through here will we see 10 and 11.5. ETWO, long downtrend, V bottom back in October, months of coiling, and today spiked and broke out. Got up to 506, but backed off. Closed 470, up 32 cents or 7.3%. The volume was 4.2 million, which is solid, and you can see there's resistance up here. If we get through it, my next target is 5 3/4. MAX with a V bottom, a long coil, a breakout, and now a 2-month coiling type consolidation. But it popped today, $1.46 or almost 8%. That's the highest close we've had in a while, and you can see resistance right there at about 21 1/4. We get through that, 23 and 25 are your next targets. Also in the marijuana group, MJ ETF for marijuana broke out across the double top and maybe out of a base. Could see this one extend towards 6.5. The other one in that group is MSOS. Not quite the same, but a big pop today, jumping 220 or 24% and trading 51 million. The target now is 13 3/4, 14. So a big day for marijuana stocks. One more, TCNNF, that's True Leave, broke out of a falling wedge and spiked from 1028 to 1450, and that was up 4 points at 38%. Extension target is 16.5. 3M with a big report today and also announcing a new CEO, and the stock broke an inverse head and shoulders, came out of a coil pattern, first took a dip, then ripped from a low of 89 to 99.88, finishing 96.30 up 414. Maybe the beginning of a move that I think could take it to 110. MULN has been very strong of late and followed through nicely to resistance today. Unfortunately, after popping from 579 to 745, it backed way off to 616. It was up 44 cents or 7%, but obviously 56 million shares to resistance. Now, if we get through here, I have to give you a target around 10. Excuse me. Big day for Snap as it came out of a 2-day consolidation following the big bounce, the big breakaway gap, I should say, and it's at resistance. Any move through today's high of 1535, and I'm looking for a target of 17. PREE, strong report today, broke out of a, let's call it a coiling type consolidation with a big thrust that took it from 38 to 49.63, finished 48.27 up 10.92 at 29%. This one has some upside, I think, to mid-50s. ULBI, our current swing is on the move. It added another small amount after reaching 12.22. That's a breakout, finishing back to 11.69, up just 28 cents. But looks to me like it's broken some key resistance here, and it may be on its way to 14 and 17. WGS with a fine day, breakaway gap out of a rising coil type consolidation. Captain ran, got up from 1306 to 1824, finished 17, up 6, 54%. Top of the channel, the next target zone is 23.4. And finally, WISA maybe coming out of a wedge. Keep an eye on this one. Today's pop of 6.5% or 33%, maybe the beginning of a move that breaks it out. Minor target is 735. The next one is 9. That's it for tonight, everybody. Have a great evening. That's some of the hot stocks that we're looking at TheTechTrader.com. Good night.